Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Ian, and behind me, of course, as always, is Matilda. And this time we're at the Camping and Caravanning Club site in Glencoe. Let me take you for a tour. So when you approach the site, you're looking mainly for the visitor centre there. And once you get to this point, you get a sign for the site itself, and the amenities block is up there behind the trees. We'll come back to that. It's been a little wet the past 2 days. I haven't had a chance to actually get this done, but hopefully we'll have a couple of really nice days to enjoy. So there's the bins and the recycling, and this track here is a walk or a cycle down to Glencoe village, and I'll be doing that a little bit later today. It's a very popular site, and I can understand why. There's a little shelter here with some maps explaining the walks that you can do from here, and they are manifold. And reception is here on the right with a little shop. And it's nice to hear the birds this morning. As I say, we've had some fairly epic rain. But there you go, Scotland in September. Well, Scotland in any time really, you can expect to go. And the site's been pretty full. The wardens are really nice and friendly, very helpful, which is lovely. And the site is on 2 levels really. This is the higher level, and the pitches are reasonably flat, depending on your vehicle. Matilda, as I've mentioned before, tends to have a slight slope to the front, but we've reversed in, we haven't needed to use ramps, so no problems there. And there in fact is Matilda. And just there is a little pup tent in which is my new folding e-bike, which I'll be riding down to Glencoe village a little bit later. And there's a lot of blue sky up there. We had a lovely temperature inversion first thing with all the mist in the valleys. Really is lovely, unspoilt here. Out of interest, there's no Wi-Fi on the site, but there is a pretty good phone signal on EE, getting about 10 to 15 each way. 3 is not quite so good, but passable. So all told, it's a very nice spot. As you can see, it keeps its wild look. While being well tended, and that is another way onto the track that takes you to Glencoe village, and there's a walk which goes straight on as well. There is a kissing gate there, so not really suitable for bikes, so I'll be going down to the other end to get onto the track, and we'll see where we go. And now we're at the lower end. There are quite a few hire vans here. They come and go, of course, but there's been quite a few that we've seen. We haven't really noticed them further south, but up here, which isn't surprising I suppose, there are quite a few. And I'll see if I can capture some of the beauty of this impending sunrise. It's glorious, isn't it? It really is an amazing place. There's some great viewpoints on the way here too. The pitches all have electric, which is great. Plenty of hard standing. No complaints at all from that point of view. And there are 2 or 3 of these water points dotted around, which is always useful. And down there is a tent field. As you can see, there aren't many pitches available. We're here for 4 nights. We booked this right at the start of our motorhome journey, knowing that we would want to come north, and we've been working towards this trip pretty much all year, learning as much as we could, getting used to the van and so on. And we probably would have done things slightly differently if we did it another time, but you learn, don't you, as you go along. And we've still visited some lovely sites, although the ones on the way back were only stopping for 1 night each, so could have done with a bit more time, but we'll do it again, and we'll do it for longer. This is the motorhome service point. Everything as usual. The drive over for the grey waste. So I'm just going to go back and walk the other way and walk to the amenities block. It's one of those sites where you can be near trees if you wish, or away from them if you prefer, which is great. These particular trees do give a terrific amount of shelter from the winds that do come down the valleys. It's a fair old lick at times. But we've been very lucky, really. As I say, hopefully we'll have a couple of decent days. So here's the amenities block. And the ladies at this end, and a Robin. Hello, Mr. Robin. So everything's protected with key codes. The laundry's there. There's a family room here. Dishwashing here, and this is where the defibrillator is. There's the chemical waste disposal, and the gents here. I won't go in with the camera, but I'll take some stills and put them up as usual. I think it's fair to say that the amenities block is looking a little tired, and could do with some updates. There's only one hand dryer, but it does what it needs to do, and it's kept clean. So you can't ask much more, can you? Yeah, absolutely beautiful place. And with a bit of half decent weather, it's going to be glorious. And I'm looking forward to getting on the bike. A little bit later I'll take some pictures of that for you. It's an Angway L20 SE. A little heavier than I imagined, but 3-inch tyres rather than 4. And it really is a nice bike to ride. And plenty of options, whether you prefer it to be easier or harder to ride, depending on your fitness level. So there we are. That's a quick tour of the Camping and Caravan Club site at Glencoe. So today I decided to come and visit the visitor centre here at Glencoe. It's quite a place, a good shop. I'm not going to say everything's cheap, because it isn't, but they have to make their money some way, don't they? It's not cost me anything to come through, and I'm just going to go and have a look at the recreated hut that they'd built here. There's some signs here which I'll walk past and show you with some information on. So here we are at the start of the Turf House Trail. This is number 2. I haven't found number 1, so we'll see. But you can see the plan there for the Turf House as we move towards it. So a bit more information here on Turf House Trail 3. You can see the earliest map of Glencoe. It's a military survey done by General William Roy between 1747 and 1755. That's 60 years after the massacre of Glencoe. There's some really great information on these boards. I love the bit about the Gaelic bard, Ranald of the Shield. But you can see here that there was a township here with 5 buildings. So here's Turf House Trail 5, and this is the actual archaeological dig. So here's number 7, where they decided to have a go at rebuilding the Creel House in the original way. So the work started here, and as you can see, they needed to harvest all the materials that were required for building the hut. And then they started to build the Creel House. And in 2021, the building started in earnest. So this is the Creel House, and the thatch is heather. The walls are made from turfs cut from the surrounding countryside. Absolutely amazing structure. Built in a completely traditional manner. The craftsmanship to build this, even today, is astonishing. And just a fantastic place. The stone floor on top of packed earth, and the wattle and daub on the walls. And you can see here the thickness of the walls. You can imagine it would stay fairly cosy in here, even in the worst of weathers. Just had to get these two on film. This is Micah and Kira from Ohio, visiting Scotland and enjoying themselves.
Yes. Wonderful.
So that's the end of our Glencoe adventure, and we're off to Oban today. But what a lovely place this is. I've been able to get out on the bike, really enjoyed being here. We haven't been bothered by midges at all. It was so hot yesterday we had to sit round the other side of the van in the shade. It was crazy. And it's another absolutely glorious day today. So we're looking forward to getting to Oban. The visitor centre was great here in Glencoe, and really enjoyed meeting Kara and Micah from Ohio and having a good chat with them. So all in all, we've had a great time here, and as I say, off to Oban today. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and do leave me a comment. I do enjoy reading your comments. And if you're not subscribed, why not? It's totally free, and it all helps the channel. Until the next time, thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.